In a big jail in America, a spaceman named Theo wakes up feeling terrible because he got locked up for acting crazy when he was drunk. Then his boss, Walter, shows up, all ready to save him. Walter tells Theo he almost got fired because of his behavior, but they couldn't find someone else fast enough. Theo feels really glad and relieved when he hears that. Soon, Theo gets taken out of jail to go to a very important meeting with lots of reporters. He sees his old girlfriend, Emily, there, and also his astronaut buddies, Cole and Bug. Walter, looking calm but serious, stands in front of a bunch of reporters and explains the big plan they have. It's not just any old adventure, it's a deep dive into how people's minds work in space. They're getting ready to spend 400 days in a special underground place that's like being in space. It's all about being alone and how that messes with your head. Cole, who's good at telling stories, will make videos every week to keep everyone updated on what they're doing. While everyone's busy smiling for the cameras, Walter's quiet words catch Emily's attention, reminding her of something important they agreed on. As everyone gets ready to leave, Walter's serious words hang in the air, warning them that if anyone gives up before they finish, their careers will be ruined. With that scary thought in mind, the astronauts walk into the unknown, knowing their success depends on how well they stick to the plan. Then, the door under their feet opens with a loud sound, and they quickly put on their space suits, getting ready for the pretend launch. The countdown starts, making everyone feel excited, while the room shakes and rumbles, like they're really going up into space. Amidst all the commotion, a computer voice suddenly warns them about a big problem. Something they're carrying is stuck and could cause a disaster. Theo steps up, staying cool while everyone else is freaking out, asking if he can fix it. They agree to let him try, and he quickly starts pressing buttons and moving things around, trying to fix the problem. Finally, they manage to let go of whatever was stuck, and it falls away. Walter's voice comes over the speakers, full of relief and praise, celebrating their success in getting through the first tough situation. As things calm down, they start to think about the rewards they'll get when they finish their fake trip. Inside the bunker, they find little spots that feel like home, each with a special gift just for them. Bug finds peace in a notebook, Cole's happy with some strange magazines, Emily loves delicate origami paper, and Theo's excited for all the card games he can play. But even with all the gifts, there are still secrets waiting to come out, especially when Emily checks up on everyone's mental health. Theo finally lets his guard down and admits he's really sad about something. It's a complicated feeling that's hard to explain. Emily, being good at avoiding tough stuff, doesn't dig deeper into Theo's feelings. She just says things are complicated and moves on, stopping the conversation before it gets too heavy. At dinner, Emily insists that they all get vaccinated to protect against sicknesses they can't see. Cole doesn't like the idea, but nobody listens to his complaints. They've been warned about this before, so Emily's not budging. As time passes, they settle into their daily routines, each person finding their own way to deal with the boring sameness of life in the bunker. Cole records bits of their life on camera, while Emily keeps an eye on everyone's mental health. But even when everything seems normal, there's still danger lurking around. Suddenly, there's a big explosion, breaking the peaceful routine and throwing them all into chaos. Emily starts trying to figure out what's going on, wondering if maybe they're in a simulation of an asteroid belt. But Bug, being logical, says that's unlikely because they're too far away from any real asteroids. Before they can argue more, an alarm goes off, making everything even more urgent. They try to contact Mission Control for help, but nobody answers, leaving them feeling lost and scared. The computer warns them about fixing something with the solar energy, so Cole rushes to check the batteries, but they're fine. They realize this must be another test, to see how well they handle tough situations. In the middle of all the craziness, Theo catches Emily trying to secretly contact Walter, which makes him start to doubt things. But Emily, being good at avoiding stuff, acts like it's no big deal and goes to bed. Theo can't shake off the memory of Emily's sneaky behavior, and it bothers him. Meanwhile, Emily tries to find comfort in things from their past, but it's hard because their relationship isn't great. Days pass, and everything feels the same, but underneath, things are getting tense. Cole's getting fed up with everything, and on the 200th day, Emily insists they all get vaccinated again to stay safe from sickness. Amidst their usual routine, things start to go wrong. Cole gets a weird message on his computer, making him feel paranoid, and Bug gets treated badly for just being happy, causing a big fight that breaks their fragile peace. The tension explodes into a violent brawl, with Theo trying to calm things down but only making it worse. Emily steps in to stop the fighting, using her voice to bring some sense back into the chaos. As Cole looks at himself in the mirror, he sees his anxiety taking over, and he starts to feel like he's losing it. Blood, either real or in his mind, shows how messed up he's feeling. Emily figures out what's wrong with him, giving him a bit of relief in the middle of all the madness. Cole's mental health keeps getting worse, haunted by things that aren't really there and feeling completely alone. He gets so frustrated that he smashes his keyboard, unable to handle the pressure. Meanwhile, Bug feels guilty about something involving his son, and it's eating him up inside. He can't stop thinking about it, driving himself crazy with regret. In a desperate attempt to make things right, he isolates himself, using the walls around him to express his pain. But just when things seem darkest, Bug finds a way out. He discovers a way to connect with his son in a surreal world, giving him a sense of purpose and hope. With his son as his guide, he steps into this new world, hoping to find redemption and peace. In the strange world beyond the vent, Bug's time with his son is short. He has to go back to being alone, feeling even worse than before because he misses his son so much. Back in the bunker, things start feeling really weird. Strange noises fill the air, but they're supposed to stay quiet and ignore them. But staying quiet doesn't stop something strange from happening. Cole wakes up to find a spooky person in the kitchen, freaking him out with their creepy stare. Theo becomes the unexpected hero, rushing through the corridors to wake everyone up and deal with the scary situation in the kitchen. But just when they think they've figured out that problem, another one shows up, sneaky and hidden. Bug figures out what's really going on with the person in the kitchen, showing them that there's more danger outside their bunker than they realized. As they start feeling more scared and tired, they begin to realize just how isolated they really are. In the middle of the night, as the air starts running out and it's hard to breathe, Theo begs for help, knowing Emily's life is in danger. He becomes her only hope in the dark, keeping her going when things seem hopeless. At the same time, Bug feels even worse when he realizes someone's taken something important from him. The bunker feels like it's closing in on them, making them all feel trapped and scared. After the intruder disappears, everyone starts panicking as they realize they're running out of air. Cole's revelation about their oxygen supply shocks them all, making them face the scary possibility of suffocating. Emily warns them that they're all starting to feel sick, which sparks a big argument. Cole wants to stick to the simulation, while Theo just wants to get out of there, and it's hard to tell what's real anymore with the air getting thin. When things get really bad, Bug does something decisive to calm everyone down for a bit. But even as Theo tries to find a way out, he realizes they're stuck because the hatch won't open. Still, Theo refuses to give up, even though everything seems impossible. He goes exploring and finds a lonely, empty place that shows just how alone they really are. With Bug by his side, Theo explores the freezing, empty land outside, collecting samples of strange dust covering the ground. When they get back inside, Cole's theory starts to make sense, shaking up what they thought was real. Bug's examination of the samples makes things even weirder, showing that there's a rare mineral called armalcolite out there. It's all too crazy to understand. In the middle of all the confusion, they realize their adventure is far from over, and the answers they're looking for might be way more unbelievable than they ever imagined. The crew, brave but uneasy, explores the strange land outside, feeling more alert because everything around them is so weird. Bug gets worried because there aren't any plants or things he recognizes, but Cole won't listen and keeps saying they need to keep going for the experiment, even though it seems kind of crazy to the others. As they walk through the empty land, Cole's ideas make everyone feel more uncertain and suspicious, making them all start to feel paranoid. Bug can't stop thinking about how small and fragile they are in such a big, empty place, feeling scared of what might happen to them. In the eerie quiet, they hear distant laughter, a spooky reminder of how alone they are. Bug's nerves are shot, making him imagine things in the creepy stillness. Their travels lead them to an old building, falling apart from age. Inside, they find clues about the mysterious person who was there before them, a map showing where they've been, and a town called Tranquility in the distance. Following the map to Tranquility fills them with hope in the middle of all the emptiness. The air, once not safe, now feels better and comforting, showing them they might finally be safe. They take off their helmets cautiously, breathing in the fresh air of a new start. The crew walks through the empty streets of Tranquility, feeling more and more desperate with each deserted building they pass. Even Cole's attempts to make noise and break the silence don't change anything, they're still all alone. But just when things seem hopeless, they find a diner with lights on, a sign of life in the darkness. But the owner, Zell, isn't too sure about them being there. Inside, things get even weirder. They see people who seem familiar but are also strangers, making everything feel surreal. Cole starts feeling paranoid, seeing reminders of their old lives everywhere they look. As Zell's wife offers them food, the crew can't shake their suspicions, especially Cole. He notices things that make him doubt Zell's intentions. Theo's questions uncover the harsh reality: they're in a world torn apart by some huge disaster. As Zell's friendly act starts to crack, Cole becomes even more skeptical, not letting himself trust Zell's hospitality completely. They're torn between wanting to believe they've found a safe place and worrying they've walked into a trap. But Cole won't give up on finding out the truth, even if it means taking big risks. In the dim light of the bar, with glasses clinking and people whispering, reality blurs again, pulling them deeper into uncertainty. As the night goes on and they drink more, Cole starts flirting with someone, making everyone else uneasy when he leaves. The rest of the group, resigned to Cole's absence, goes back to the diner feeling unsettled, with lots of questions still unanswered. Later, Bug's alone and things get scary when he ends up in a place that's nothing like the cozy diner. Finding out what happened to his son hits him hard, making him feel incredibly sad as he wanders through the hospital. But just when Bug thinks things can't get any worse, he discovers that Zell and his wife aren't who they say they are. It's a creepy revelation that makes him feel even more on edge, realizing how deep the lies go in this strange place. Bug tries desperately to warn his friends about what's really going on, but he just gets more lost and frustrated, unable to find Sam or a way out of the confusing corridors. When Theo and Emily wake up, they realize something's seriously wrong, but Zell acts like everything's fine, brushing off their questions. Theo's determined to find out the truth, but Zell keeps avoiding giving real answers, making things even more tense as they get ready to leave. As tensions rise between Theo and Zell, things get really scary, with violence seeming like it might happen at any moment. With no other choice, Theo and Emily decide to risk going outside into the dangerous dust storm, hoping to escape the chaos inside. As darkness blankets the world, Theo and Emily get separated, each facing their own terrifying journey in tranquility. Theo ends up in the diner's kitchen, where he finds a gruesome scene, blood everywhere, showing the terrible things that have happened there. Bug's bear, a silent witness to the horror, hints at the unspeakable acts committed. Theo's decision to free a captive man from his chains is a brave move against the darkness, but it backfires when he's attacked and wounded. With Emily's help, he barely manages to escape to the safety of the bar, but their refuge is short-lived when the bartender discovers them and they're forced to run again into the night. In the safety of an abandoned house, Theo and Emily face each other, confronting the painful truths of their past. Emily's confession about their sacrifices for survival hangs heavy in the air, reminding them of the difficult choices they've made. As they try to rest, the memory of Walter's influence lingers, overshadowing their fractured relationship and uncertain future. Tension grows between Theo and Emily, worsened by the revelation of Walter's manipulation. Hurt and feeling betrayed, Theo pulls away, leaving Emily to grapple with their shared secrets alone. Despite their conflicts, they're determined to continue their mission. But as they prepare to leave, they spot ominous figures on the horizon, their intentions unknown but clearly dangerous. Theo doesn't hesitate, he takes action, confronting the intruders head-on with a fire extinguisher as his weapon. Despite the odds, he fights fiercely, driven by desperation and determination. As he defeats Zell and his partner, Theo grapples with conflicting emotions, survival instinct battles with moral conscience. But he stays true to his principles, refusing to be swayed by Zell's lies. In a climactic showdown, Theo and Emily face off against Zell, their struggle intense and raw. Emily's decisive action ultimately brings an end to Zell's reign of terror, freeing them from his control. As the computer's countdown hits 0, the room is bathed in bright light while a recording of applause fills the air. On the screen, Walter appears, congratulating them on successfully finishing the simulation, and Theo and Emily find solace in each other's presence. Despite the uncertainty ahead, they cling to their bond as they step into the light of freedom, ready to confront whatever challenges await them together.